We're some time away from a verdict, but we know a couple of things for sure, and a couple of things are just hanging in the balance. So let me take you through that very quickly. Chhattisgarh. We know for sure that the Congress is most likely to form the next government in Chhattisgarh, and this may be the biggest surprise package of these 5 state elections. The Congress leading in 59 of 90 seats, so across the halfway mark fairly comfortably there. Chhattisgarh is where the Congress can breathe a sigh of relief. The other sure shot.
The first trends as they come in. Kaushik, even Stevens?
Very early numbers right now. Remember that for the first hour you have a lot of postal ballot counting that happens, and then the first and second round of actual EVM counting gets underway around 9 o'clock. So take these numbers with a bit of caution in the fact that these will change as more rounds come in. So very quickly, let's go to Madhya Pradesh first, where you have, as of right now, about 16 and 17 seats being counted. From the 17, the Congress leads in 10, the BJP in 6. The parts of the state to look out for is this Malwa region over here and the Nimba region over here. The BJP swept in 2013.
The battle for Karnataka is also a battle between personalities, and here are the top candidates you should keep an eye out for come counting day. Well, let's begin with the incumbent Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Now, he is contesting elections from 2 seats, Chamundeshwari in Mysuru district and Badami in Bagalkot district. The fact that he is contesting from 2 seats has also made him the target of a jibe by the BJP star campaigner Prime Minister Modi, who calls it the 2+1 formula. 2 seats for Siddaramaiah and 1 for his son. But more detail on that in just a bit from now. Let's begin with Chamundeshwari. Now, Siddaramaiah has won from Chamundeshwari 5 times earlier. But that doesn't mean this is going to be an easy contest, because he's up against sitting MLA and former aide turned. The BJP has been in power in Madhya Pradesh for the last 3 terms, and right now they have 165 seats out of the 230 in the assembly. We'll take you back to how that happened in 2013, where Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the incumbent chief minister, got his 3rd term and what his vote share was. Remember, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, popularly known as Mamaji, is a very strong regional leader, and in the 2013 elections, the BJP under his leadership got 45% of the vote.
You're seeing the NDA tally at 342 right now. That's even better standing as it does right now than what the NDA got in 2014. How is this playing out? The NDA strongholds across the north, the west and the center of the country have held, and they've made new inroads into the east. In India's most populous state of Uttar Pradesh, the NDA tally has gone down from 73 to 57 because you have the Samajwadi Party and the Mahajan Samaj Party in alliance right now. That's brought that tally down by about 15. Where is this 15 being made up? In 2 states primarily. In West Bengal, what was earlier a complete stronghold for the Trinamool Congress.
EVM kind of a setup where you count area wise, the picture could change. But if these trends continue, it would be seen as a vote against the Congress.
I want to bring in Sanjay Pugalia here. As of now, with the pictures we're seeing, it's pretty clear that the BJP has made huge inroads into what used to be Congress strongholds. We love looking at vote shares, and from the Election Commission website right now, the BJP is at 38.2% right now, the Congress at 38.9%, which is a very typical kind of pattern that we see in the way that the Congress vote shares convert into actual seats, which is lesser. The BJP tend to be more concentrated, which is perhaps why we're seeing that vast difference in seats. But the point I was coming to, Sanjay, was how important the Janata Dal Secular becomes as of now. And it's 9:43 this morning, but I think that all the buzz will be with H.D. Kumaraswamy and Deva Gowda, perhaps those initial feelers already being sent out.
Economic issues, promises and their delivery won't matter. You are right that now on economic issues, BJP is under no compulsion to come up with something which plays a bit truant with fiscal deficit kind of numbers. Farmer loan waivers will be all of these.
Of that. It's not like the relationship between the JDS and Siddaramaiah, where they have a strong conflict on the ground. Here their areas of influence are different, and I think they can work together.
Professor Pani, just one point about what we are seeing today, and we've spoken about this in the run-up to this election, Bengaluru, and see how Bengaluru has voted this time around. Bangalore Urban in 2013 was essentially strongholds of the Congress in 2013, or where the Congress looked like in a good position in 2013.
Indeed, Tamanna. So you see this picture, a very clear move back to the BJP across central and coastal regions of the state. When we break those down for you, you look at the Belagavi region, you have a swap, pretty much a swap back to the BJP that has happened, akin to what had happened in 2008. That's moved back to the BJP. Across much of those seats, you have the BJP coming back. In the area of what was called Hyderabad, Karnataka or Gulbarga, you have the BJP again coming back strongly from a weak position in 2013 to be equal to the Congress. In the Bengaluru region that you just mentioned, you have the BJP again clawing back what it lost in 2013 to lead that region. In the region of Mysore, which has a strong Okaliga community strength there, you have the JDS that's doing better than what it did in 2013. You have the BJP doing significantly better than doing what it did in 2013. Let's break that particular district down for you. And you have, let me get you a candidate list. You have in the seat of Chamundeshwari in Mysuru district, you have the Chief Minister who's trailing to the JDS candidate in that seat. In the other seat of Badami, he's leading Sriramulu, but you have the Chief Minister in his stronghold region not doing as well as he would have wanted.
A few points, I think 5 or 6 points that are quite similar to what the Congress had mentioned in its own manifesto. So, if you go to the manifesto,
Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and H.D. Devagowda have pretty much no role in this next government. That is clear cut. The Congress really has to wonder where it's gone wrong, because they picked
numbers come in from pretty much across the country, and two rounds down, here's what it looks like right now. The NDA by itself is close to what it was in 2014. 320, 323 seats is where it's ahead. The BJP is close to the 270 mark on its own right now, 2 rounds down into counting. The UPA by itself is 110. The Congress has moved from its tally of about 44, 45 that it got in 2014 by close to double, up 30 to about 70 seats. Let's take this state by state for you. The epicenter of this election yet again was in Uttar Pradesh, and in Uttar Pradesh you've seen the BJP being able to hold off the combination of the Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samaj Party alliance. The NDA, which had won 71, 73 seats in the last election, is now ahead at this point in 54, keeping the SP-BSP to under 25 seats. The UPA is ahead into, presumably, the family seats of the Gandhi family in Amethi and Raebareli. Move over to West Bengal, where you're seeing a big shift underway in this election. This last time was 35 plus to the Trinamool, 2 each to the Congress and 2 to the left. You're seeing the NDA notch up significant gains here. At this point, the BJP and its allies are ahead in 15 seats in West Bengal. That would be a significant presence in West Bengal that Mamata Banerjee is going to deal with here on. In Orissa as well, a state that Naveen Patnaik had locked down for a couple of election cycles, means now that the BJD and the BJP are neck and neck. You're probably saying Naveen Patnaik having to deal with a force that he's not had to for a while now, since the Congress ebbed away in this state about 10, 12 years ago. Let's get down to key contests right now. Amongst the hottest fought contests in this election has been the seat of Bhopal, where former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Digvijay Singh, is up against Pragya Singh Thakur of the BJP. At this moment right now, Pragya Singh Thakur leading in that seat. Moving over to Patna Sahib, where current Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad is up against BJP rebel, now current Congress candidate Shatrughan Sinha. Shatrughan Sinha trailing in his third contest from this seat. Ravi Shankar Prasad in his Lok Sabha debut leading right now. Just one more update from the second seat that Rahul Gandhi chose to contest from. Rahul Gandhi leading from Wayanad right now. We'll get you more and more of those contests one by one as they come in, Harsha.
The big picture. All it is really literally that's a clean sweep possibility for Modi, that the toilets have helped him make a clean sweep.
Yeah.
But it's a very symbolic of the fact that governance has become something like a thali meal,
Right.
in which you put various things together, and Modi is the deliverer of that thali meal now. So that doesn't take away from some of the issues that you mentioned, jobs or agrarian crisis or anything. But, they say that the economy is not important,
Okay.
but it is, from the voters' point of view, not as urgent as it seemed, and Modi seemed to have successfully created a composite campaign that makes it work.
Okay, Amitabh, why have the poor voted? The poor in this country clearly have sent out a resounding message through this verdict, saying that "Hame to kuch to mila." That's very clear, isn't it?
Yeah. See, if economy was the barometer or economy determined results, Narasimha Rao wouldn't have lost, Atal Bihari Vajpayee wouldn't have lost, even Manmohan Singh UPA 2 wouldn't have lost. See, issues are a big issue in elections. Unemployment is an issue, farm distress is an issue, but for whom?
Okay.
But for whom?
Yeah, Sanjay, come in on this. Again, the poor.
That they were focusing on 120 seats where BJP has never won. Maybe they have been able to win 30-40 seats. That is Odisha, West Bengal, and Northeast. We were talking about many a times. We sense that, but we don't have the confidence to predict that fundamental things on the ground have changed majorly.
In that case,
this election was also Mr. Modi.
Right. So in that case, Sanjay, how does it change the...
Now, you guys would have already spoken about what the quantum of votes that have been counted. I won't get into the merits and the demerits of that, but the ticker suggests that the market is very happy with the numbers that have come out thus far and willing to place the bets, because the long positions are also getting created. By the way, just quickly, the heat map on the screen. Remember, when we started off, guys, we had all Nifty 50 stocks starting off in the green. And that's quite a statistic, because all bullish bets coming in, you'll probably see that reflect in the FI numbers. You probably see the VIX cooling off as well. But this is quite remarkable to see 12,000 on the Nifty, to see, well, quite remarkable, about 40,000 on the Sensex, and the Bank Nifty up a whole 1,000 points. A lot of statistics will come out about when was the last time we did that, etc. But just want to quickly mark what the heat map is showing, because you will see banks right up there. No surprise, because the Bank Nifty is showing a 3.5% uptick. But